If an initial public offering is when a company first makes its shares available to the public, a delisting can be described as the reverse IPO, when it removes its shares from public exchanges and makes them explicitly unavailable to the public. That is what Unilever Pakistan did in 2013 when it delisted from the Karachi Stock Exchange, with its parent company spending $500 million to buy back its shares, an event that shook the market. 7 years later, Unilever Pakistan remains a juggernaut in Pakistan's food and consumer goods space, albeit one whose financial statements are no longer readily available. But what exactly did the company set out to achieve when they decided to delist from the exchange, and how successful were they in achieving it? With access to its financial statements from 2014 through 2019, Profit examines the progress Unilever Pakistan has made since its delisting. Ariba Shahid reports. Once known as Lever Brothers, and with a history stretching back to the late 19th century, the history of Lever Brothers in India and Pakistan goes back to 1931 when Hindustan Banaspati Manufacturing Company was incorporated to manufacture synthetic Banaspati ghee. That same year, rather than investing in building a brand from scratch, Lever Brothers decided to purchase the rights to manufacture and sell Dalda ghee in British India. Dalda agreed to sell those rights on one condition: that the name Dalda be retained. Lever Brothers, however, wanted to give the brand its own touch and decided to put the L from Lever Brothers in the middle of the name, making it Dalda. But of course, it is not enough to simply start manufacturing the product. For a new category of products like Banaspati ghee, consumers have to be convinced to try the product. To get around that problem, Lever Brothers began what is believed to be one of the first multimedia advertising campaigns in South Asia. The marketing campaign, designed by the firm Linda's, worked, and Dalda became a household name throughout South Asia and largely remains so today. Yes, in case you were wondering, the roadside thelewala making bun kebabs, samosas, and pakoras was popularized by Unilever as part of a marketing campaign to convince your great-grandmother to start buying Dalda, which you probably also thought was a product manufactured by a local company. That is how local Unilever makes its products feel. People have forgotten that they are manufactured by a global multinational company. That is a very British approach to multinational management. Use the core marketing and branding expertise to create and sell products that are popular in the local market, and only cross-sell across markets if there is broad appeal. By contrast, the American approach is epitomized by Procter & Gamble, which believes, like Americans, that everyone wants to live like an American and hence has a relatively uniform set of brands available worldwide. Then, with the new Dutch CEO Paul Polman at the helm in 2009, Unilever began delisting as many of their publicly listed subsidiaries worldwide as possible. In Pakistan, that meant delisting the main subsidiary Unilever Pakistan, which has been publicly listed on the Karachi Stock Exchange since December 1980. On November 27, 2012, the company announced that it would buy back the 25% of Unilever Pakistan that was not owned by the global parent. What followed was chaos and a stockholders' revolt. So why go through the hassle and spend nearly $500 million to buy back the shares of one's own company from minority shareholders? At the time, Unilever Pakistan's executives said that they planned on increasing their investment in Pakistan by doing so. Basically, Unilever wanted to go on an expansion drive in Pakistan and wanted to make sure that it did not have to share any of the benefits of the increases in revenues and profitability with minority shareholders. In short, to the Unilever management, spending $500 million was worth not having to share 25% of all future profits with minority shareholders. While it is not an easy time for any consumer goods company in Pakistan and their performance seems less than stellar on the revenue front, Unilever appears to be doing very well with regards to how much efficiency it can drive in its operations to improve profitability, and how much it is choosing to reinvest its profits into further expansion of its business. In the 6 years prior to delisting, Unilever had invested $95 million into capital expenditure to grow its business. In the 6 years since then, it has invested $241 million, a massive uptick. It is likely too early to tell just how successful the company will be as a result of its delisting from the Karachi Stock Exchange, given just how recent the bulk of its investment has been post-delisting. However, there are indications that the company remains committed to being one of Pakistan's most desirable corporate employers. One thing is for certain, the delisting has clearly made Unilever Pakistan less afraid to invest and take risks. That will pay off well for the company and the economy in the long run.